Hey people, I am I'm hot tonight. I uh I just have spent the last couple of hours dealing with this Trump presser where he has to refuse a transfer of power if he loses, which is who he is. It's how he's going to handle this whole thing. And let's get rid of this guy. There we go. It's not every day that the President of the United States just comes out and says that he's going to just refuse election results. While meanwhile, articles are coming out that Republicans are putting together a doomsday plan to override election results and use state legislatures to their advantage. Meanwhile, the people who killed Breonna Taylor are like, whatever. Like, what's a human life? What's justice? I'm so pissed off tonight, and I'm pissed off for a multitude of reasons. I'm pissed off because of the injustice. I'm pissed off because of the cravenness of Donald Trump and the people around him, and the fact that our system has been corroded to this point and has been brought to the fascistic abyss, just to the precipice of absolute societal ruin. But I'll tell you the honest to God truth. I am even more disgusted tonight by the people who should know better, by the people who are paid to know better, the people who are supposed to know better, the people who are getting on this website tonight and the internet tonight and are just like, oh, come on, it's not literal. Trump will accept the election. You all are, you're overreacting, you're hysterical, which, by the way, is gaslighting. Let's just call it what it is. That's gaslighting, is what it is. They're telling us that the reality that we're seeing isn't real. It's an abusive relationship. This relationship between the American people and pundits and politicians. It's absolutely real, and the threat is absolutely real. I am just, there's some who know better. There are some, I think, who are making money off of this. But man, there are some that I just... Listen, I'm not going to get into names tonight, except for one. Why is anybody paying attention to anything that Nate Silver says anymore? Nate Silver had one job, and that was to sell to people predictions about elections based on analytics. And he can't even do that. I mean, he can't even predict an election anymore. I don't know why anybody pays attention to this person anymore. He is the most status quo, milquetoast, lame pundit. I don't even know why anyone pays attention to this person anymore. And then meanwhile, all of these neoliberal technocrats are out there and they're like, oh, the system will take care of it. Let's not get all up in arms. And Donald Trump obviously is not going to steal the election. What are you doing? What are you worrying about? Yeah, absolutely. The Trump campaign is reaching out to legislatures to try and invalidate the 2020 presidential election. Why are you worried about that? It'll be fine. Like, come on, everybody. Buy things. Go out and buy things. The market will fix it. And that's the main problem, is so many of the people who should know better about all of this, the people who should be calling out not just the hypocrisy, but the danger and the crisis that we're in, they're making so much money off of this stuff. They're making so much money off of this stuff. And these are the people who, going back to 2015, when Donald Trump arrived on the scene. And what did Donald Trump do? It was the very first thing that he did. He came out in front of the American people and he said that Mexicans were rapists and drug dealers, and I assume some were good people. Whatever. Screw him and screw everybody who pretended like any of this was okay. And screw the people, screw Zucker, who put the camera on him. Screw Moonves, who said, oh, it's bad for America, it's great for CBS. Screw these people. Screw them. Fuck them. The rage that I feel for the people who have sat back and just made money off of this. It's incredible. and shameful. I don't even know if I participated in this farce. If I participated in this fraud, this fascistic fraud, I don't think I could go outside at night. I don't think I could go in public because I don't know how these people feel comfortable showing their faces. And these are the people who, the night of the election, if Donald Trump screws around with this, and by the way, we're not going to get results on election night. Donald Trump's going to come out and declare victory. And these people are going to be behind desks. And they're going to be making so much money to be behind that desk. And they're going to be like, oh, who could have ever predicted this? Oh, I mean, this is unprecedented. No, it's not. Donald Trump has told us every step along the damn way what he was going to do. He hasn't hidden anything. He's too stupid to hide something. This conspiracy and all of these crimes and all of this corruption has taken place in the public eye. And it has been aided and abetted by people who should know better and people who are making money from pretending like they don't know better. This is shameful. It really is so shameful. It's incredible. And I'll tell you something else. These people who are getting on Twitter today, and they're like, yeah, I mean, Republicans are, talking about invalidating elections, and yeah, those are conversations they're having, but how could they ever do it? I mean, there are laws. Laws! They truly believe somehow or another that laws and constitutions and norms and precedents are going to save you. They truly believe that. Like, they're getting on Twitter and they're like, oh, you're all overreacting. I mean, when the president says it, he won't accept defeat. Like, he doesn't mean that. Like, there are laws and there are constitutions. And these are social constructs. They're made up. They only have the power that we give them by defending them. And these people, they're gonna wake up years from now. They're gonna wake up years from now. And hopefully they wake up in the middle of the night and they're like, how in the hell did I do this? And how in the hell did I believe that things were going to be okay? I'm sorry. I'm angry tonight. I am so pissed off at all of these people who should have done better and should feel ashamed. They absolutely should feel ashamed. And they have led us down a slippery slope. And there should be more opposition to this. There should be more fight against this. And here's the sad truth. Here is the sad damn truth of this. Like all of these messes, it's going to be on us to fix it and clean it up. It's going to be on us. I've said it before, and listen, this is one of those things. This is one of those things that we have to talk about. I've said it before. I think that if you can, go out early and be ready for action in the evening of election night. It's time to start talking to people about plans. It's time to start talking to people in your community. It's time to start talking to your friends and your family and have a conversation about what your plan is. And here's what I would say. It's time to take out a sheet of paper. It's time to write down on the sheet of paper what shit you will not eat. What is the point that this crosses where you can't stay in your home anymore? What is the point that this crosses where you will not accept this degradation and this shameful behavior and this fascistic maneuvering? What is the point? Get it down on a piece of paper and look at it. Put it somewhere where you have to keep an eye on it, because when we pass that point, you need to be ready. This is so awful and so preventable and so shameful. I just keep having to come back to the word shame. It's shameful. Shameful. Be ready. Be ready, because we're going to need to be in the streets. And this is not a situation that is just going to resolve itself. And no Republicans are going to speak out. They've already shown themselves to be absolute just cowards of action and conscience. The fact that they have fallen in line in order to push this Supreme Court seat. We need to understand who they are and what they are. And here's the thing that I've been thinking about with the Supreme Court. It's something that we need to think about. The Supreme Court has often been an agent of oppression. I mean, it has pushed segregation. It has pushed white supremacy. It has pushed eugenics. It has pushed the oppression of women and minorities and vulnerable populations. there's a real possibility we're going to be looking at a Supreme Court that is going to go down as one of the most shameful Supreme Courts. And this happens. It happens. And that's terrible, but it's true. We have to start relying on ourselves. We can't sit around and expect saviors and heroes and messiahs to do it for us. They have failed us. And it isn't just politicians. It isn't just business leaders. And God knows the politicians and business leaders have failed us. It's the people who should have known better. It's the resistance. It's these people who were supposed to stand up in the face of this thing. Where were they today? Where were they today? This morning it came out that there were multiple reports that the Trump campaign was trying to invalidate the 2020 election. Where were they today? Why weren't they on my TV? Why weren't they on my internet? Why weren't they losing their minds and yelling, this is a 5-alarm fire? And then tonight, Trump comes out and says, well, yeah, you know, I'll accept defeat if it's real, but it's not real and it could never possibly be real. What are they doing? They're not doing anything. The only people who give a shit and the only people who are actually fighting against this are people like us who are going to be the subject of the cruelty and the oppression and the fascism. This has to stop. It cannot continue. This is a 5-alarm fire, and I am sick as hell of people who won't call it as such. They are cowards, they are agents of status quo, and they are profiteers of chaos and violence, and I'm sick of it. I'm sick of people getting killed unnecessarily. I'm sick of people being silenced and oppressed. I'm sick of people dying from this damn disease that could have been preventable, which meanwhile, we're not even talking about that shit. I'm sick of this. I'm sick of living in a country that treats us like this, and we have to sit around and pretend like any of this is okay. I am angry, and you should be angry as well. The only hope I can give tonight is the fact that there are a lot of people who realize this, and that there are more people than there are who are carrying out this fascistic coup in this country. Maybe we'll open some eyes, maybe we'll wake some people up, but we have to start with ourselves, we have to start with our communities, we have to start reaching out to other people. We have to realize that there's something in this when we are together and when there's solidarity and organization. We have to work. We have to work really damn hard. And we have to work double as hard because our system has failed us and the people who are supposed to be representing us have failed us. There's no other way to put it. There's no sugarcoating. Tonight is a night to be pissed off. I say this all the time. There are 3 steps. Get educated, get angry, and get organized. Tonight is a night to be angry. Tonight is a night to be pissed off. And it's not enough to just sit here and talk about voting or sending money to campaigns. We have to do something more. We have to do something more. This is unacceptable. We have reached the point where we are not represented by our government. The social contract has been absolutely shredded. Absolutely shredded. We have to start finding faith in one another. We have to start building our own communities. We need to start taking care of ourselves. This cannot continue. Be careful in Louisville. This bullshit, it's unbelievable. Unbelievable what happened in Louisville today. And what's been happening. This is shameful. I just keep coming around to it. It's shameful. Thanks for coming over here and hanging out. I just had to get that off my chest. I'm so tired and I'm so angry and I'm just so pissed off about this. It is, it's shameful. It's just absolutely shameful. And this is, I say it all the time on the live stream on Sundays. We got to celebrate the wins and we have to recognize the hard moments. This is a hard moment. Today is a really frustrating day. But what I want you to do is I want you to take this frustration, I want you to take this pissed off, and you can make a choice with it. You can either let it swallow you whole and let it drown you, or you can use it. Use it. Tonight, tomorrow, do something proactive. Talk to somebody. Let them know what's going on. Talk about community. Repair relationships. Repair the atomization of society. Call someone. Fundraise if that's what you want to do. Develop a voting plan. Develop an emergency plan. use this pissed off and turn it into energy and turn it into fight. Because if we give up, there's not going to be anything left. We have been shown time and time and time again that there are people who are going to stand by as Trump destroys this country and plunges us into the fascistic abyss. People who should know better, people who should act better, and they're not. If we allow this to happen, if we allow this country to be eaten up whole by this disease, there's not going to be anybody left. And there are going to be plenty of people who are going to be more than willing to lick the boot. And plenty of people who are going to be willing to tell everyone that 2 + 2 = 5. Okay? We can't depend on these people anymore. We never should have in the first place, but we know better now. So we got to take care of ourselves. We got to build our own communities. We got to build our own movements. We got to build our own energy and our own momentum. So here's this. Here's cheers to you and to us who know better and are not going to accept this fucking bullshit. Cheers. All right, here's to better days. Here's to kicking some ass. Take care, okay? Be safe. People in Louisville, be safe. Take care of yourself. We're going to fight this thing back. There are going to be better days. Today was a shit day. We recognize it. Tonight or tomorrow, we take that energy, we take that pissed off, we do something better with it. Thanks, everyone. Be safe.